Hello, everybody, and welcome in to the Bobby Valentine Sports Show. I'm your host, Frank Rampin, alongside Sal Grinstead, here for Week 10 in the NFL season, up to double digits in the NFL now. We're into November football. This is when things start to really matter. So here we go. Last week, big week of good games, 9 one-score games last week after an absolute dud, the worst week in the NFL in 55 years 2 weeks ago, followed up by a banger. So now we start off Week 10 with my Raiders playing Thursday night football in Denver against the Broncos. Tough place for us to play, but I got a crazy stat for this one, Sal. The Broncos have not won a prime time game against an AFC West team since 2017. 10 straight losses in prime time against the AFC West for the Broncos.
Wow.
That's pretty crazy.
Wow. Oh, boy.
I'm trying to think, like 2017, who was the starting quarterback for the Broncos? Like that was the post-Peyton, like QB purgatory years. Like that might have been like Brock Osweiler or
I'm thinking Osweiler.
Paxton Lynch, maybe. Like, I don't even know. But that was a different era of Denver Broncos teams. And so Broncos 7-2, Raiders 2-6. Had to support the boys, on game day. Had to wear the Max Crosby jersey because too many times in my life, I've seen my favorite player for my favorite team get traded at the deadline. So we made it through one this year. Here we go. So, Sal, how'd we do last week, though? How'd our picks do?
Yeah, so if you've been watching, I've got quite the lead in the NFL, and Frank had quite the lead in college. Well, that kind of flipped this week, Frank. You had a historical weekend in the NFL, going 11-3 in those 14 games, with 9 of those being one-score wins, and you won pretty much all of them.
Wow.
That brings you to 35-25 overall through 60 games. So putting together quite the nice percentage over there.
That's pretty solid, dude. Over 500, I'm happy about that for sure.
Yeah, in NFL, that's great. That's all you can ask for. I took a step back. I had a little bit of lead on you coming into the weekend. I wanted to go crazy. I wanted to pick the Dolphins to win, all the fun stuff. Obviously, those didn't happen. So 7-7 for the weekend. I'll take it. Nothing crazy, but I'm 34-26 overall. I gave up the belt of the NFL champion. It is now being handed over to you.
Hey, there's still a lot of time. I'm not taking that thing yet. That thing's still on the table. So let's dive into this week. Raiders heading to Denver. Tough place to play. The Broncos defense has been unbelievable. The Raiders offense has been terrible. Their defensive line has been awesome. Our offensive line has been atrocious. Everything you look at on paper tells you that this game is going to be a blowout in the Broncos way. But for some reason, whenever we play the Broncos, it's tight. For some reason, it's tight. I have no confidence that we're going to win this game, but that 9.5 is a little big, I think. So, and I mentioned this before, the incomplete chant, like, oh my God, we're going to hear that a lot tonight, but they might just say interception, 50 times for Geno, but we'll see. I don't know. I like the spread here, but I'm going to take the Broncos at home and their streak of 10 straight losses against the division. I don't want to say it. I'm dressed up in my clown suit on game day, but got the legends behind me in the Super 11 shirt. I'm sorry. I can't do it. Broncos.
You ain't got no balls, bro.
I can't.
How you going to wear the jersey and not go with them?
Dude, let me tell you one thing, right? So
I took against the Ravens last weekend for the boys.
Dude. Hey, I still support the boys. I wear the jersey. I am everything. I'm there. We just haven't had a show on Sunday, right? This is our first time we're playing on Thursday. I still support the boys always, but I'll tell you this, Sal. We just played an overtime game against the Jaguars last week that we lost on the last play. We could have won on that 2-point conversion. And that game was pretty wild. It was one of the most boring games in the history of the NFL until the fourth quarter, but it got good. I really never at any point in that game thought we were going to win. I really didn't. And that's sad to say. I really just thought we were going to find a way to blow it. So I still love the Raiders. I'm going to ride or die until I die. So still going to be silver and black, but Broncos are going to win tonight. I know.
I might have to stick with you in the lack of testicles room and go with the Broncos as well, because I think it'd be kind of throwing money away if I were to bet on the Raiders tonight.
I'm saying, Sal, we're trying to stay over 500, dude.
That's right.
All right. So we got that out of the way. I do love watching them play on Thursday night, though. It's always
fun. Might as well get mine out of the way next, huh? The Bills are coming in Miami. It's going to be an ass whooping in South Beach. I don't know if we have ever beaten Josh Allen. I think maybe once. Oh, yeah. We beat him a few years ago, and it was about the luckiest game of all time. Yeah, there's not going to be any luck in Miami. We're going to get our ass whooped.
Yeah, that's tough. That's another 9.5-point spread. So same, pretty similar, Sal. Looking at us. We're talking about the same team every
Look at us,
how we're
man.
the same. So, yep, I'm going to go with the Bills as well. Yeah, it could get ugly. So let's go to we have a morning game, Sal, another international game. We come back, and there's actually two pretty solid teams going out to play internationally. The Atlanta Falcons will be playing the Indianapolis Colts, who made a massive splash at the trade deadline, getting Sauce Gardner for 2 first-round picks and A.D. Mitchell, which is pretty wild. But Sauce's first game is going to be in Berlin. I don't know if I've ever remember seeing a big-name acquisition like this making their debut overseas, so that'll be fun. This is going to be an interesting game. Colts coming off a bad loss to Pittsburgh where they turned it over, 4 times or 5 times? Ugly showing from them. They're 6.5-point favorites in this game. Michael Penix hopes to be back. I think Indy's going to have a bounce-back game with Indiana Jones and the boys.
Could this be could last weekend have been the start of the downfall of Indiana Jones? Did I not predict that last weekend?
It might be.
Ooh, I did pick the Steelers last weekend, and I don't think this Falcons team is a 3-6 football team. I think they kind of it's kind of rough for them to be 3-5 at this point with a bunch of games they could have won this year, and now they got to play a good Indianapolis team. But, I mean, this game isn't in Indy. It's not in Atlanta. It's in Berlin. And Atlanta is going to win in Berlin.
Wow, how about it? Falcons do have those games, though. They let you down and they bring you up real high. So this could be one of those real high weekends for Atlanta fans. We'll see what happens. I don't hate the pick, and Michael Penix is my guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy. This is my first time seeing this, and that was my reaction. Browns are headed to East Rutherford to play the Jets. Throw up on the floor, take that game. Like talking about YouTube TV, we can't watch football. I don't want to watch that one. Take that one off.
No.
That's despicable.
That game needs to be shown on Cartoon Network with those clowns playing.
I'm going to take the Browns just because of the defense. Myles Garrett will probably have 6 sacks.
Yeah, these teams suck. I mean, you can't really put it any other way, but they are potentially better than the Dolphins since the Browns did beat us. And they're going to beat another AFC East team this weekend. The Browns are going to win. It really might be like a 2-0 game with a safety being the winner.
It might be. And Myles Garrett with 5 sacks or something.
Yeah.
Jags headed to Houston to play the Texans. Jags 1.5 favorites. No C.J. Stroud in this game after he took a nasty hit on that slide. And I mean, honestly, a lot of the times when you see those hits, the guy can't avoid hitting the guy in the head. He did as good as he possibly could to not hit him. He hit him in the chest. It was just that ricochet off the turf was nasty. So no C.J. Stroud. Offense had been struggling already. Unless Davis Mills somehow makes them better, and if they do, we got a different problem. I'm going to go with the Jags.
The Jags, I was so huge on them to start the year. They started off playing so good. They beat the Chiefs in that crazy game. They haven't really excited me in the past few weeks. I'm not very excited about this team. I love a lot of their players, but I don't love the direction it's going. I think I'm going to go with the Texans for the 5th straight week.
Wow. Yeah, you love the Texans right now.
That defense is on it every time. So if it all goes to plan, I'll probably lose on them this week and win on them next week. So,
so historic defense though the Texans have. This is so far through this season, they're on pace to give up less points and yards than any of those J.J. Watt led defenses. So that's a pretty wild stat.
Wow.
And thing that not a lot of people are talking about, but man, their offense has been non-existent. This is going to be a weird game. It's going to be a weird game. And how about the Jags coming into Vegas, nailing the longest field goal in NFL history, taking our best receiver on the way out too? How about that? What the hell?
For what, a 4th and a 6, right?
Yeah, for a bag of chips and a bottle of Coke. Keep going to the 1:00 slate. Bucks, Patriots down in Tampa. 2 MVP candidate quarterbacks right now. I guess Baker's cool off a little bit, but Drake May is ascending. I don't know if you saw this video, Sal, but Drake May came in to talk to Bryant College over in Rhode Island. And when he walked into the gym, that place went absolutely nuts. It was pretty wild. Everyone was losing their minds. MVP chants around the whole place. It was crazy. A lot of hype around the Patriots. And you're up there, Sal. I'm around a lot of Patriots fans, and they talk like they've been the worst team ever for 25 years. It's like they've never won a game before in their lives, the way they talk about how long they haven't won before. Please knock it off. You guys had the greatest dynasty of all time, and you waited 3 years to have another great young quarterback. So politely, screw you. You are too lucky. I haven't seen a playoff win. I've seen 2 games. So I'd politely tell you to screw off. So with that being said, I'm taking the Bucks.
You want to know what's crazy? The people that are, 26, 27 years old, grew up here, they never experienced losing until 3 years ago, and it was a 2-year drought. They went to the playoffs in one of those years.
Yeah.
So, it's absolutely unbelievable how spoiled this fan base is up here. But, I mean, you're going into Tampa. You say Drake May is ascending. He is going to be descending this weekend. And Baker is coming back up on the rise. And it's going to be an ass whooping for them Tampa Bucks.
Wow, you got a big win for the Bucks. I think it could be a shootout, honestly. I think it could be a close game. We'll see how the game goes, but I like the Bucks as well.
I do love the direction this Patriots team is heading, but
Me too.
You have to keep in mind the people they've played in the past, outside of the Bills game. I mean, they're playing the third, fourth best team in the division schedule. So it's not like they're beating Super Bowl contenders week in and week out.
Yeah,
they
got
almost
that
lost to the Saints. They almost lost. Who did they almost lose to last weekend? I'm tripping. Yeah, I mean, they're almost losing all these close games against teams that aren't all that great. And Bucks is a really good team.
Yeah, we're going to see this weekend. It's going to be interesting to find out. Giants headed to Chicago to play the Bears. Bears just had a wild game against Cincinnati where nobody was stopping anyone. No tackles being made on either side of the ball, especially for Cincinnati. I saw an insane stat. So apparently since 2005 is when they've been starting to actually do overall ranked defenses. So since they started, I think it's around early 2000, somewhere like that. They have 640 total defenses ranked since they started. This year's Bengals defense is ranked 632. That is crazy.
Oh my God.
That is absurd. I don't even know what to say about that. Bears offense has been better. The offensive line has been better. That's one thing that I've noticed over these past couple weeks. Bears are definitely ascending. Giants have been struggling to stop the run. And that's what the Bears have been doing very well with Dave Montgomery and Kyle Manungai. So Chicago.
Yeah, I would agree with you. This Giants team is very, very, very fun to watch right now with Jackson Dart. But, I mean, he's missing his 2 best players in Cam Scotabo and Malik Neighbors. So, I mean, you can't really expect them to do anything crazy. I do really love the direction of this Bears team. They're really not getting talked about a lot, but they're 5-3 and have a chance to go 6-3 this week. If you're in Chicago, you're ecstatic. And, I mean, you are going to go 6-3. I got the Bears.
And after this past weekend with the Vikings beating the Lions at NFC North, everybody at 500 or above, there's a chance that all 4 teams could make the playoffs. That would be insane. That would be the first time any division, all 4 teams make it.
That would be wild.
And I got another wild stat for you on this next game, Sal. Ravens at Vikings. So every single time that these 2 teams have met in the regular season, it has ended with the Vikings making the NFC Championship game, which has happened 3 times, and the other 3 times their coach has gotten fired. So something's going to give when these 2 teams play. It tells you in the past. It seems like something's going to happen, and I don't think KOC is going to get fired. That's not on my bingo card. So if history is going to repeat itself, they might be going to the championship game. We'll see. Getting a little ahead of myself because they are 4.5-point underdogs at home against the 3-5 Ravens. That is crazy to think about. What do you think about this one, Sal?
Well, this isn't no ordinary 3-5 team. They have Lamar now. So they could go toe-to-toe with any team in the country. I know the defense was a struggle earlier in the year, but last weekend against the Dolphins, they looked like the greatest defense of all time.
Yeah.
We were able to move the ball against them, but they create a lot of turnovers, and I think they're going to do it again on J.J. McCarthy this weekend. I got the Ravens.
I like it. I think I'm going to agree with you. And Sal, maybe if you can remind me, because they just played the Dolphins. Who was that safety they just got from the Chargers who had that turnover against you guys last week? Do you remember? Do you remember that play?
I think it was Isaiah something.
Yeah, he recovered a fumble right outside the red zone. That guy has changed the Ravens defense because he's playing a traditional safety, which is allowing Kyle Hamilton to just be that chess piece that they can move around. So now Kyle Hamilton can be the all-pro that Kyle Hamilton is. So
And
their
he is
defense,
so good, man.
he's awesome. He's unbelievable. He's one of the best players on defense in the league. He can do what he is like. He just tracks the ball. He is unbelievable. He is that just guy you can do anything with, and he changes their defense. Give me the Ravens as well.
He's so fun to watch too, man. So fun to watch.
He's so long. He's crazy. Saints, Panthers, the 5-4 Carolina Panthers coming off a win at Lambeau against the Green Bay Packers. This is wild. I don't know if anyone thought the Panthers were going to be 5-4 this deep into the season, and they're taking on a very subpar Saints team with Tyler Shuck at quarterback. I'm going with Carolina. Rico Dowdle and this running game has been awesome.
He's been unbelievable, dude.
He's been awesome.
I mean, that guy is insane. I sure wish I had him in fantasy. Instead, I'm stuck playing, the third strings on the Raiders. No, I got the Panthers winning this one. It's so fun to see them 5-4. I had a feeling they were going to compete for this division coming into the year. I did throw a preseason bet on them to win that division. Just going out on a limb. I think they go 6-4. I mean, Saints, they're god awful, and Rattler was pretty good, but I mean, this team has nothing to look forward to.
No, I honestly like. I mean, I guess you got to give Shuck his time because he's a rookie. This is kind of your future, I guess. But Rattler's not that old, and
no, it's only
he's competitive.
I think this is only his second or third year. Rattler.
Yeah, but he's like 1-12 though. That's the problem. But he actually is competitive though. He like pushes the ball down the field. He makes some throws. You're like, huh. Shuck with that offense last week looked like nothing, but it's early.
This team is terrible. You can't really expect any quarterback to win with that roster.
Yeah, I agree. Headed into the 4:00 slate now. Cardinals headed to Seattle to play the Seahawks, coming off a massive win on Sunday Night Football against the Commanders. Seattle looks unbelievable, Sal. They look awesome. They've won 10 of their first 11 games on the road under Mike McDonald. Like, that's an unbelievable stat. Crazy. We talked about their special teams a lot. They've been very good on defense. Leonard Williams is an absolute animal. And they picked up Rashid Shaheed from the Saints. So that's going to be interesting to see how they
another deep threat to add to that.
Yeah.
Receiver room.
And on the other side, Jacoby Brissett announced as the starting quarterback for the Cardinals. I mean, that offense has worked a lot better this year with Jacoby at the helm. I don't know what's going on with Kyler. I don't know. He just got put on the IR. Like, is he actually hurt? I'm very confused about what's going on there. Hey, come back to the A system. Come back to playing baseball. We'll take you. We're ready to go.
I was just about to say, he might be planning a career in the baseball realm.
I just said in Oakland, in freaking Sacramento. God.
Oh, man.
But with that being said, give me Seattle. They look unbelievable. One of the most well-rounded team in the NFL. Maybe the best team in the NFC, you could argue.
They're really proving that strategy of why run the ball on first down for an average of 3-4 yards when you can pass it for an average of 9. I mean, this team just lets Sam Darnold sling the rock. I'm not seeing a spread on this game, Frank. Are you?
I'm not. Weird.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way it's an even spread. The Seahawks team is much better, and they're going to prove it this weekend. I got Seattle.
With all the stuff going on in the sports world and all that stuff, not seeing a spread on just that game is a little bit weird. A little bit weird, I will say.
A little sketchy.
A little fishy. We'll see what's going on there. Lions Commanders rematch of the divisional round last year where Jaden Daniels went into Motown and beat the Lions. This time, no Jaden Daniels after that gruesome injury we saw on Sunday night. Just brutal. Tough situation. They were down by 31 points with like 7 minutes to go. It's kind of a bad look. But if you were to ask Jaden Daniels, I bet he would have said he'd want to be out there. But just unfortunate situation. That could happen at any point in time. Prayers up to him. Hopefully he gets back healthy, but his season's probably over, right? Have they announced that? I don't even know, but his season's got to be over.
I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
I haven't either. But with that being said, I don't know if Marcus Mariota is going to take down the Lions. I think the Lions are going to bounce back, especially after a loss in the division to Jacob McCarthy.
I do love Marcus Mariota being able to get his shot again and again because I'm a huge fan of the guy. I think he could still do some good things.
Raider legend.
I don't think he's going to do any good things on Sunday. I think the Lions are going to whoop that ass.
Yeah, I'd agree. 8.5-point spread for the Lions on the road. Yeah, I think they're going to
probably taking that too.
I think so too. And that Commanders defense has looked bad. And that offense for Detroit could have a field day. Let's keep going. 425 now. Two 425 games this week. That's interesting. Rams 49ers in the Bay Area. This is going to be a good game. Is it been announced who's starting for the Niners? Is it Mac Jones again?
Brock Purdy is healthy as of now, but he's probably going to get ruled out on Saturday night again.
You're right. You're right. So we'll see what happens there. 4.5-point favorites the Rams are on the road. It's going to be an interesting game. I really, really like this Rams team. I think they're very well-rounded. And you know what's interesting? I mean, obviously, I have a little bit of feelings towards Devontae Adams because of what happened. Grew up a Raiders fan his whole life. Had 1,400 yards and 14 touchdowns his first year with the Raiders and his best friend, and then trash him and then leave. Okay, whatever. Whatever, Devontae. But he's basically their goal line running back. They get to the goal line, they just throw him a slant or a fade.
Yeah.
And he just scores inside the 5 every time. It's crazy. It's like he's back in Green Bay with Rodgers. So I think they're just going to do it again. Give me the Rams.
I don't know if it's going to matter who's playing quarterback for the 49ers. I don't think Mac Jones is good enough to beat the Rams. And I think if it's Brock Purdy, I do think he's good enough to win against them, but he hasn't played in so long. So I think he's going to be rusty. So I think either way you look at this, the Rams are going to win. It's going to be tight because these two teams always play a tight game. It's probably going to come down to the last few minutes, but the Rams are going to win in those last few minutes.
And the Rams defense hasn't really been talked about much. Very good unit. And this game seems to always come down to a last-minute field goal. Field goal at the end of this game is going to be huge. So we'll see what happens there. Sunday night football at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, and it's going to be filled with Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Steelers headed out there, and, Chargers fan base, you know how that goes. And the Steelers are the best traveling fan base. Either of them or Green Bay, I'd probably say. There's going to be a lot of terrible towels out there. Interesting game. No Joel for the Chargers. He's been ruled out for the year. Tough for him. He gets back finally, gets another high ankle sprain on the same ankle. He's out for the year getting surgery. They need a win, but they've played terribly without him. They haven't won without him, I don't think. I maybe won, but I don't think they've won a game without Joel. The Steelers, interesting season they've had. They just came off a big win. Their defense finally woke up. I don't know how I feel about this game so far, Sal. What are you thinking?
This is a tricky game. I've gone back and forth. I've been teetering the line all week. Yeah. Originally, I wanted to go Chargers and then Steelers, and then I was back to Chargers. But it's a tricky game because obviously it's in LA, but I feel like I trust Mike Tomlin in primetime more than I trust Harbaugh or this Chargers team. I mean, I think they're a really good team, but do I really believe in them to go 7-3 or do some crazy things? Not necessarily. I'm going to go with the Steelers.
Sal, I've been kind of leaning that way for the past day or so, and I think I'm gonna seal it. I think I like the Steelers too. Something about like the way that the Steelers have been talked about this year after having a good start, and the way Mike Tomlin's been getting talked about this year, is doesn't sit right with me. I just think Mike Tomlin's too good of a coach. The Steelers defense can't be that bad all year, right? They showed us a glimpse last week. Like, I feel like they forced a couple big turnovers and win a big one Sunday night.
I mean, as bad as they're getting talked about, this team is 5-3, and they still have Aaron Rodgers.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
You can do anything with that guy at the helm.
I agree. We're both on the Steelers in that one. Big one on Monday night. Let's hope we can watch it if ESPN and YouTube can figure out their shit. Absolute BS that's going on with them. Joke. I'm trying to watch a multi-screen on Saturday for college football, man. Eagles headed to Lambeau to play the Packers. Packers coming off a bad loss to the Panthers. Eagles, they're 6-2, but everyone talks like they're 2-6. Man, this is going to be an interesting game. The Packers need to figure it out. They play like a very young and immature team. Jordan Love's going to have to step up and play a big game at some point. They almost beat the Packers in the playoff. I guess they had a chance. He turned it over, 3 or 4 times in that game they played against the Eagles in the playoffs last year. So this could be a get-right game. I don't know, though. I like Philly. I've always been on Philly. I like the way that they play in big games like this, and I hate the way that the media talks about them. I think they're Super Bowl champions, and they should get some respect. I'm going with Philly.
I agree. They absolutely deserve more respect than what they're getting. I mean, they just won the Super Bowl, and they're 6-2. I mean, what else can you ask for? And I agree. This Packers team, they can play very immature, but they are also a very, very young team. I want to say they're the youngest team in the NFL. Or at least they were last year.
I know they were last year. I'm not 100% sure.
It is obviously a young team, but you would think with all the experience they should play a little bit more mature. But this is a type of game that they would beat the Eagles in. It's usually those primetime games. I could see Josh Jacobs kind of running a little wild this weekend. I got the Packers.
I like it. This is going to be a fun game to watch on a Monday night if we can watch it. Let's hope we can. So hopefully I can keep improving my race ratings here, getting over 500, taking over Sal in this one. We kind of swapped a little bit NFL and college football last weekend. So, Sal, you got any more notes or anything else to talk about, or are we good here?
I mean, I just hope there's as many one-score games as there was last weekend. I mean, that was awesome, dude. I can't wait. I can't wait for the weekend.
I hope it starts tonight. Please, 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 please don't
go
get
Raiders.
Please don't get blown out. All right, so we'll see. Silver and black play tonight. We're going to see what happens. I have not the highest of expectations, but I hope we cover the 9.5. Please give me something to root for. So for Sal Grinstead, I'm Frank Rampin. This has been the Bobby Valentine Sports Show. We'll see you next week. Peace.